Hi, welcome to Saunders Sisterhood. I'm Carrie, and this is a YouTube channel for the single childless person. The video today is What is your new dream? Those of you who have followed some of my content or watched some of these videos know that the book, The Next Happy by Tracey Cleantis, has been a book that really helped me in my journey of grief and acceptance related to childlessness, not by choice. This is a book about really shifting the mindset from the grief and loss to what is your next happy. It's not about skipping over the grief and loss. It's not about not honoring the grief and loss. It's actually the opposite. The book is a lot about making sure that you honor your grief and your loss related to being childlessness, not by choice. And when you're ready, to consider what your next happy will be. For those of us who are childless, not by choice, we get stuck or we spend a lot of time talking about or thinking about what we're not going to have moving forward because we're not going to have children. Makes sense. I think it's a really healthy piece of the journey. I think it's important to acknowledge and recognize those things. And sometimes we get caught and stuck in that area. And I personally think that occurs because we don't see a lot of different options around us. So we don't have ideas for what that next happy could be. So I wanted to do a video to just throw out some suggestions. These may not fit for you. They won't fit for everybody. However, if it spurs some thinking about it or spurs you thinking about what might fit for your life, kind of shake the cobwebs a little bit, then it can be an important video for you to watch. So I'm just going to give some ideas of some different opportunities or possibilities that may be a part of your life, even though or because of the fact that you're childless, not by choice. So maybe you want to split your time between different parts of the country or different countries themselves. Maybe you want to spend 6 months in the mountains, and maybe you want to spend 6 months in the at the beach. Maybe you want to spend half your year in the Midwest in the summertime when it's beautiful and gorgeous and all the lakes, but you're sick of the winters up there, and so you want to spend the winter in more of a warmer climate. You don't have to worry about kids in school. You don't have to worry about being in an area where there's other kids around. You have this opportunity and this possibility because you don't have children. Maybe you want to retire early. Not that you don't have any financial obligations. I think for those of us who are single and childless, not by choice, the fact that we're going to be 100% retired for our own retirement and there's nobody else around, that can be a lot of pressure. So I don't want to negate or mitigate that whatsoever. And because it's just us, it also gives us an opportunity to really have more control over our money. And maybe you don't want to work until you're 70. Maybe you don't want to work full time until you're 70. So maybe you want to retire or semi-retire. The financial independence retirement movement talks a lot about this. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe you want to travel for long periods of time. Maybe you want to do mini trips where you're driving 2 to 3 hours away once a month. You have this opportunity to expand where you are every day because, again, you're not going to have to worry about kids being in school. It doesn't mean you don't have other responsibilities that may prevent you from doing that. And in terms of the childless, not by choice piece, you're not going to have that barrier to it. Maybe you want to open your own business. Maybe there's an idea that you've always had, but it's been a little bit risky. I'm not telling you to take huge, grand risks, but you may have a little more runway in your life or in your risk tolerance because you're not having to financially support children. So think about that business opportunity that you've wanted to do. Maybe you open up your own business and maybe that helps you retire a little bit earlier from your W-2 job. Again, there's different ideas that you can think about that maybe you didn't before. Maybe you want to change jobs. Maybe you're in a really stressful job and you're like, you know what? I don't want to spend the next 30 years of my life being stressed and unable to sleep every day. So you have maybe a little bit more wiggle room in order to change jobs, one that might be more of a work-life balance for you or might align more with your values. Maybe you want to go back to school. Maybe you entered a job when you were 22 and you liked it, but now that you're in a different stage of your life, you want to try something different. Second career. Again, you may have a little more runway in terms of what you're trying to balance in terms of the responsibilities and financial responsibilities in your life that may give you this opportunity to consider some of these things that you would not be able to consider if you had children. So there are many, many more. These are just a couple of options, again, to sort of get the juices flowing and to get you to think about these things. If there are some things that you want to incorporate into your future that being childless, not by choice, allows you to do, write them in the comments and inspire our audience, inspire your fellow childless, not by choice listeners. So consider, what is your new dream? Again, the book that I talked about at the beginning is called The Next Happy by Tracey Cleantis. Completely recommend that book if you need some more information on that mindset. So follow Sandra's Sisterhood for more information for the single childless person.